Let me ask you something. When was the last time your mind was completely quiet? Not distracted, not stimulated, not pulled in 10 different directions, just still. Because if you're honest, it's been a while. Maybe you don't even remember what that feels like. And that's the problem. Not because you're weak, not because you lack discipline, but because your mind has never had a chance to reset. You wake up, you check your phone, you scroll, you react, and before the day even begins, your attention is already gone. Not slowly, instantly. And it doesn't stop there. Throughout the day, your mind is constantly being pulled. Notifications, messages, videos, endless content, small hits of stimulation, over and over and over again. Until something changes, not outside, inside. Your ability to focus starts to fade, not in a dramatic way, in a quiet way. You sit down to work and your mind drifts. You're just overstimulated. Your brain has adapted to speed, to noise, to constant input. And now, silence feels uncomfortable. Stillness feels wrong. Focus feels difficult. Because your mind is no longer used to it. And here's the part most people don't realize. This isn't accidental. This is a system that rewards distraction, that keeps your attention moving. That trains you to react, not to think, because a distracted mind is easier to control, easier to influence, easier to keep average, and without realizing it, you've adapted to that system. You've become faster, but less focused, more connected, but less present, more stimulated, but less in control. And over time, this becomes your normal. You don't question it. You don't notice it. You just feel off, unfocused, restless, mentally tired, even when you haven't done anything meaningful. And that's when most people try to fix it. They try to focus harder, push more, force discipline. But it doesn't work, because you're trying to fix the symptom, not the cause. The cause is constant input, constant noise, constant stimulation. So what happens if you remove it? Just for one day, 24 hours. No scrolling, no notifications, no unnecessary input. Just you, your thoughts, your environment, your awareness. At first, it sounds simple, but when you actually try it, something strange happens. You reach for your phone without thinking. You unlock it for no reason. You feel the urge to check something, anything. And when you stop yourself, there's a gap, a silence, a discomfort. And that's when you realize this isn't just a habit, it's dependency. Your mind has been trained to escape silence, to avoid stillness, to seek stimulation, constantly. And now, without it, you feel exposed, restless, uneasy. And most people stop here. They go back. They tell themselves, it's not a big deal. I'll try again later. But that moment is where everything begins. Because what you're feeling is not a problem. It's withdrawal. Not from something physical, but from constant input. And if you stay there just a little longer, something starts to shift. Slowly, quietly. Your mind begins to slow down. Not immediately, not comfortably, but gradually. The noise fades, the urgency disappears. The need to check starts to weaken. And for the first time in a long time, you're not reacting. You're observing. You notice your thoughts without trying to escape them. You notice your environment without needing to fill the silence. You notice yourself without distraction. And that's where clarity begins. Because clarity doesn't come from more information. It comes from less noise. But most people never reach this point because they never stay long enough. They keep feeding their mind constantly. But focus is not something you build on top of noise. It's something that returns when noise is removed. And this is what the 24-hour reset does. It doesn't give you something new. It removes what's been blocking you. And once that happens, you start noticing changes. Small at first, but real. Your thoughts become clearer. Your attention becomes stable. Your actions become intentional. You're not jumping between things. You're staying present, focused, in control. And something else happens, something deeper. You start realizing how much of your behavior was automatic, How often you reached for your phone without a reason, and once you see that, you can't unsee it, because now you understand it was never about time. It was about control. Who controls your attention controls your life. And for a long time, it wasn't you. But now, you've stepped out, even if just for a day, and that creates awareness, and awareness changes everything. Because now, when you go back, you notice it, the urge, the pull, the distraction, but instead of being controlled by it, you see it, you pause, you choose, and that's the difference between reacting and deciding. But let's be honest, this isn't easy, because the world is designed to pull you back in. The moment you reconnect, the noise returns, the speed returns, the distractions return, and if you're not aware, you fall back. But now you know. Now you've experienced what it feels like to be clear, to be focused, to be present. And once you feel that, you don't want to lose it. So you become intentional, not perfect, but aware. You don't need to eliminate everything. You just need to stop giving it constant access. You create space, moments without input, moments without noise, moments where your mind can breathe. Because that's the real reset. Not the 24 hours, but what comes after. The way you use your attention, the way you protect your focus, the way you choose what enters your mind. Because every input shapes your thoughts, every distraction steals your control, and every moment of awareness takes it back. So if you feel unfocused, distracted, mentally tired, don't try to force discipline, don't try to push harder. Step back, remove the noise, even for a moment, even for a day, and watch what happens, because clarity is already there, focus is already there, control is already there. It's just buried under everything you keep consuming. And once you remove that, you remember what you're capable of. And maybe that's the truth no one tells you. You don't need more information. You don't need more tools. You don't need more content. You need less noise, less distraction, less input. Because in that space, you find yourself. And once that happens, focus is no longer something you chase. It's something you return to, and all it takes is one decision to disconnect. So you can finally reconnect with what actually matters for just 24 hours. And that might be the reset you've been needing all along. It's time to go back to the source, to the stillness you've forgotten, to the clarity that has always been yours. Take the step, find the silence, reclaim your focus. Think about the dopamine debt you've been accruing. Every scroll is a loan against tomorrow's focus. You're borrowing energy you don't have to fill a void that can't be filled with pixels. This debt has a high interest rate. Your mind isn't just tired, it's fragmented. You've split your attention so many ways that there's nothing left for the things that truly matter. Every notification is a tiny tear in the fabric of your concentration. Science tells us the cost of context switching is astronomical. Every time you check that phone, it takes minutes for your brain to return to the deep state it was in. Multiply that by 100 times a day, you're never truly deep. You've been living in the shallows, skimming the surface of your own life, reacting to the waves instead of diving into the depths. This is why you feel restless. Your soul is starving for depth in a world of surfaces. The first hour of your detox will be the hardest. Your brain will scream for the red noise. It's been conditioned to expect the spike. The silence will feel like a physical weight. Do not run from it. This is where the healing begins. Slowly, the static will begin to fade. The phantom vibrations will stop. Your hand will forget the movement of the reach. In this new space, you'll start to hear the sound of your own breathing again. It's a sound you haven't heard in years. And then something wonderful happens. Curiosity returns. Not the curiosity of what's new on the feed, but the curiosity of why does that tree move that way? The curiosity of what am I truly capable of? This is the green spark. Think about what a notification actually is. It's someone else's agenda, delivered directly into your consciousness. It's a demand for your most precious resource, your attention. Why have we given the world such easy access? Most of us spend our days in a red fog, a haze of half-formed thoughts and interrupted actions. We move from task to task without ever completing the cycle of focus. We're busy, but we're not effective. We're connected, but we're lonely. Can you sit still for 10 minutes, without a screen, without a book, without a distraction? If the answer is no, then you are not the one in control. Your environment is. This detox is the first step in reclaiming that power. You need to build a green fortress for your mind, a place where the red noise cannot enter, a time each day where you are unavailable to the system. This isn't isolation, it's self-preservation. It's the only way to stay human in the digital age. Life has a natural pulse, a rhythm of action and rest. The digital world has replaced this with a constant, unyielding hum. It never sleeps, so it expects you never to sleep either. Reclaim your rhythm. Reclaim your right to be still. Silence is a mirror. In the noise, we can hide from ourselves. In the silence, we have to look. This is why it's uncomfortable, but it's also where the growth happens. You can't fix what you refuse to look at. Look into the silence. We are drowning in choice, and it's paralyzing us. Every link is a decision. Every video is a commitment. By choosing everything, we are effectively choosing nothing. The detox simplifies the choice. One day, no input, one direction, forward. When you stop the input, your internal output begins. Thoughts that have been buried for months start to surface. Ideas you never had time for begin to form. This is the birth of originality. You cannot be creative if you are only consuming. This is the Great Reset, a chance to start again with a clean slate, to decide intentionally what you will let back into your life. You don't have to live in the red storm. You can choose the green path. It starts with 24 hours. You are not your screen time. You are not your followers. You are not the content you consume. You are the space between the thoughts. You are the observer. Remember who you are before the system told you who to be. Reconnect with that person. The clarity is waiting. The focus is already yours. All you have to do is stop. Just stop. For one day. And watch as the world changes because you finally took control of the one thing that truly belongs to you, your mind. Let's go back to that void, that space where it all began. Before the first notification, before the first scroll. This space isn't empty, it's full of potential. It's the canvas of your life. What will you draw on it when the noise is gone? Every red spark is a distraction. Every green leaf is a focus point. Choose the leaf, choose the growth, choose the discipline of silence. The world will try to pull you back, but you know the secret now. Silence is power. The path to greatness is paved with the things you choose to ignore. Ignore the noise, ignore the shallow, ignore the distractions that steal your future. Focus on the one thing in front of you. That is where your power lies. That is the reset. So, I'll ask you one more time. When was the last time your mind was completely quiet? If you can't remember, then you know what you have to do. 24 hours. No excuses, no compromises. Just you. Reclaim your mind. The reset starts now. Are you ready? The silence is waiting for you, and so is your future. Step into it, and don't look back. The 24-hour detox is your key. Turn it, and unlock your focus. Now.